just deal with legitimate sources of influence, I think we can find something clear. Okay, first, position. Is position important for the leadership? Yes. Manager, supervisor, CEO, and presidents, chair people. So those are all leaders, and they have positions. Those are names of positions, right? Manager, supervisor. Those are positions. Okay, first position. So position, I think we used to think positions are legitimate source of influence, but actually that's illegitimate. Okay, the position. Okay, guys, you wanna read one by one? Okay, please read the first one.
Previous generation generally associated authority and influence with position.
Alright. So people used to think authority and influence with position. That's true. Presidents, they have authorities. That's true. They can, order this and that. They can hire people, or they can fire people too. That I think that Donald Trump is an expert on it, and he fired lots of people, who supported Donald Trump for the government work, but at the same time, he had to hire lots of people too. That's authority. And he just signed on lots of bills, which means not restaurant bills or not electricity bills, but lots of legal bills. Once he signed on the bills, and that can be effective right away. So, how many fountain pens president use for signing on a bill? If you watch news on TV or YouTube, because people nowadays watch more YouTube than TVs, and for example, Donald Trump signed on a bill with 10 fountain pens, or sometimes 12 fountain pens. Depends on how many fountain pens he wants to share with other people. Because I think the government keeps at least one fountain pen for, because they want to just keep the fountain pens, because all bills are important in this country. I think Barack Obama, when he signed on a bill, he had to use 12 or 15 fountain pens. So let's say Barack Obama. Okay, let's say this is his signature. But he had to, we usually just sign right away. For example, my signature is this. Because I used this for many years, since when I was in junior high, because I made this signature when I was in, I think, 7th or 8th grade. Because I wanted to use my signature instead of using you just write your name at the bottom and just put the ink on it and stamp on the documents. Because I used to use it, and people used to use that, but nowadays people are using more signatures than the stamp, because people lose stamps a lot. But signature is, I can write it anytime I want. I don't lose my signature, because as long as I don't lose my hands. Okay. So with 12 or 15 pens, let's say 12 pens, he has to use this much and stop and use another pen for this much, something like that. So 12 times. He used to use 12 fountain pens. Do you use fountain pens? Do you use ballpoint pens? Okay, most people are using ballpoint pens. I have two fountain pens, one for black and another one for blue, because I like fountain pens. So when I write something important, for example, my diary or final draft for my preachings or just sending a handwriting letter, I mostly use my fountain pens. So he used 12 fountain pens, and he had to stop here or there, here or there, and he had to use 12 fountain pens. Sometimes he used to use one pen for the dot. Okay? That, it has authority. Okay? It has authority. That's authority. When Barack Obama, the former president Barack Obama, didn't sign on the bill is useless. It doesn't work. Okay. So the signature is that important, and that represents authority and influence. Presidential signature. Okay. Okay, second one. Next question. Shalom. Sorry, I don't remember your name, but okay, second. Please read the second. People can please read this.
I can't write.
Okay, you please.
People can achieve influence positions without development and chapters to match their assignments.
That's the problem. That's the problem. They have positions. They can have positions, right? They can have positions. But the problem is that their character is not matched with their positions. And what if their character is beyond, their positions? Which is good. That's good. But what if their characters not, matched with the positions and staying low like that? And how can we respect the leader? And how can we follow the leader or work with the leader? That's the problem. Actually, that's the most big problem ever in the leadership. Okay, I'm teaching you this class, but what if I just kick the chairs and yell on you, and if I say something bad words to you, or just chew the gums or eat the noodles in front of you and when I'm teaching? Do you think that is appropriate? Do you think my character level is high? Not at all, right? You think about that. How many leaders show their good characters to people? So people want to really follow the leader. I think that's the problem. That's the big problem. So position has influence and, you know, authority, but what about the character? What about the leader's character? Okay, the third one. You see them? Please read the third one.
The church is just many Christian organizations and church are led by people who sold an office for all the wrong reasons.
What reasons they have? I want to be a boss. I want to be a powerful person. I want to just handle lots of people. I want to make big money. Well, if you work for an organizations or any governments or businesses, you're gonna get money from that, right? You're gonna make money. That's true. That's natural. We need money to live, right? But what if they are just focusing on the money only? They don't care, many other things but money. Lots of leaders were interested in the money they can get. What if a president is greedy to have lots of money in his pocket instead of let people have and use the money? Do you think that country can be healthy? Do you think that country can go? Not at all. Not at all. There are lots of bad presidents in many countries. For example, in Philippines, I think that his name is Corazon Aquino, and his wife's name is Imelda, I think Imelda. The Philippines president's wife, he had more than 3,000 pairs of shoes. How many pairs of shoes do you have? How many shoes do you have? 20 pairs.
Yeah.
Okay, good. How many pairs of shoes do you have? Yeah.
Maybe 20 or 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Maybe 30.
Great. Jinjiang, how many pairs of shoes do you have?
It's like around 20.
20. Great. I think that most of you have more than what I have. I don't know. I think I have 12 or 15 pairs of shoes, including the slippers. The slippers and something like that. But Imelda, the Filipinos president's wife, she had 3,000 pairs of shoes, all shiny, fancy, luxury, expensive shoes. Do you think even a Filipino's president's wife can afford to buy 3,000 pairs? Well, I don't mind she can buy 3,000 or 5,000 as long as she buys with her money. But what if she just cheated, you know, and her husband cheated the country and get the dirty money under the table, and she bought the 3,000 pairs of shoes. Then that's gonna be the problem. I don't mind the people have, you know, lots of pairs of, you know, fancy clothes or bags. People like, you know, I was told that a person visited Louis Vuitton in Shanghai, and the shop is huge, like a soccer field. Now, I don't know, she just exaggerated, must be, but the Louis Vuitton shop is huge in Shanghai. You know what? The Louis Vuitton and Chanel, they were supposed to close their business because they couldn't sell lots of things. But China makes lots of money, and they just open their eyes and they want to buy something luxury because they have lots of money. You know, I think it's okay. I think it's okay, but because of that, lots of good brands, high-end luxury brands, they revived. They just could sell lots of things to people because China is very powerful country and has lots of money, and they are fighting with the U.S. right now. But I think it's okay. But they are selling lots of things. It's okay as long as they buy with their money. But what if I just buy something good? I mean, you know, with her money and with that person's money, and cheated and just rob their money and put them in my pocket and buy something I need. That's the problem, right? That's a problem. Well, in Korea, the former president, his name is Myung-Bak Lee. He's really bad person, and he cheated the country a lot, and he put lots of money in his pocket. He's in jail right now. He hasn't got the last sentence yet, but I think that he's supposed to, die in the prison because he cheated lots of money. Yeah, come on. That's what happened in the country, the South Korea. So he's very wealthy. He has billions dollars, but lots of people, the normal people and the companies and small businesses, they got struggled with the money, but they didn't know what their presidents did. That's what happened. The first president, Seung-Man Lee, and the next president, Chung Hee-pang, a dictator. It happened in South Korea many times. So the South Korea
All
is
the
still
presidents.
almost all, except I think as far as I know, except 3 or 4 presidents. That's sad. Okay. If they didn't cheat their countries, the country South Korea, I think South Korea, could have developed a little bit more than right now. Well, South Korea's economic power is in 10. The top 10, top 10 in this world, but they could be better. present to serve, this country and to serve people, so the nation and the country I'm in and the people can, have a better life. Which is good. But what if they have, okay, I'm gonna cheat more money and put them in my pocket so that I can have fun, and I can just give a chunk of money to my kids in generation to generation. That's the wrong reason they got the position. But that's what's happening in this world. And once they have lots of money, they change their mind too. Ooh, I have lots of money. If I just do this, I can put the money in my pocket more. And they are not satisfied with their salaries or something, but they want to just be rich. Well, this is good. We want to be rich. Okay, but by cheating or by working harder, that's their choice. Why they did that? Why they are doing that? Because their character is not matched with their positions. It's not only happening to the presidents in this world, but happening to CEOs, and happening to doctors and lawyers and pastors and Buddhist monks. That's what's happening in this world, in many, many places, in many, many levels, in many, many positions. And that's the problem. The last one. Jing-jang, did you read it? The last one?
Yeah.
Please.
Is there are leaders who should rely upon their position for their influence? This spiritual leadership is based on the work of the Holy Spirit and the spiritual character.
That is wrong. I wrote it. Actually, I just copied that from the book and pasted on it, but that's wrong. That's totally wrong. Not always, in all places, but at least some places. Spiritual leaders like pastors and Buddhist monks and priests, nuns, they are spiritual leaders and they are supposed to be very clean, tidy, humble, frugal. But are they doing that? No. There is a pastor, not pastor, okay? There is a pastor, his last name is Dollar. Like American dollar. His last name is Dollar, Pastor Dollar, okay? In the United States. He's leading a huge church and he's living in millions of houses. I don't know how many houses he has, but he's living in a huge house. He just suggested that he asked a private airplane for him. Okay? But the church declined that because having a private plane is expensive. The plane is expensive, and they have to hire pilots, not only one, at least 2 pilots, right? What if a pilot got sick? 2 pilots, and they have to maintain the plane. They have to hire at least 1 or 2, actually 2, flight attendants. They have to spend more money for the guests. gas, airplane gas is totally different with our car gas, right? It's huge. They have to pay lots of money for the private plane. But he asked that the church, because he had to, that's what he said. He wants to fly here and there to evangelize people. Get more people to the churches. Get more people to the Christ, Jesus Christ. So he asked that, but the church declined at the first, but the next time, I think a month later, the church approved that. Now the Pastor Dollar, his last name is Dollar, he has his own private jet, airplane. I think he's a thief. He's a thief. Even though the church approved that, I think he's a thief. He's cheating the church. He's cheating the church members. He just allured the church members so that they just approved that private jet airplane. I don't like it. I don't know what he can do with the jet. Well, there are lots of planes, and he can get actually the first class, and he can go anywhere he want to go. But he got the private jet. He's one so-called pastor, the spiritual leader. Can I like him? No. I can't. There is a church in Korea that's also called Myeongseong. I don't know it has the right spell or not. There is what's called the mega church in Seoul, Korea. Actually, that's the biggest church in this world, the biggest Presbyterian church. I think that's the biggest church in this world too. How many church members the church has? 100,000 people. 100,000 church members the church has. And the church started with Pastor Samhan Kim, and he retired. But now his son is the leading pastor. But according to the Presbyterian church, in the denomination his church belongs to, they ban when the father pastor retires, the son cannot be the leading pastor. But actually, he gave the church to his son. The son is not supposed to inherit the church. That's violating the church law, the denomination's law. But he just retired, and but he preached for 2 years after he retired. And the church called his son as the leading pastor. Do you think that he is spiritual? He violated the word. He violated the law, but he's pastor. He's not pastor anymore. I can't call him a pastor, but pastor. Okay. Do you think those spiritual leaders you can follow? Some people are just still following them, but I can't. Why? they are greedy on money and power and position. Okay? They don't want to leave the position. Why? Well, there are many reasons, but some people are saying that once he leaves the position and once his family loses the position, the church members and all other people can see what he did. What he did. Okay? Because he made something fish. Lots of fishy things. You know what the fish things? When you smell rotten fish or something, you feel, oh, you don't like the fishy smell. Okay? That's why he wanted to give his church to his son. I think that's the huge problem. Is it spiritual? Not at all, right? So influence, the position doesn't say that. It doesn't guarantee that the position holders, the leaders can be that nice at the same level with the position they have. I think that's the huge problems in this world. Last week, I think this week, a Catholic cathedral opens officially. Okay, because they finished their renovation. You know what? Have you ever heard about the Crystal Cathedral? That's a church in Garden Grove. Okay. The church started with a pastor, Robert Schuller, and he wrote lots of books. And he built actually a really nice church. That's what's called Crystal Church, because he used lots of glasses. I don't know how much crystal he used for the church, but you know what? His church grew huge, and that's a beautiful and big and huge church. And the church has broadcasting kind of company and channel for spreading the gospel to this world. But you know what? After he retired, his son became a leading pastor. But later on, his daughter kicked his brother out, and she became a leading pastor because her mother supported the daughter. And some church members didn't like the son pastor because he was trying to be a little bit modern pastor and modern church he expected. And he wanted to change a little bit, but the church members didn't like it. Eventually the church got bankruptcy. And a Catholic, actually the Catholic Church bought the church, and they renovated the church and they finished the renovation. And that's what happened to the Crystal Church. What is that? What is that? I think that those people just started with a humble and very noble mind, I think. So they just worked hard, and God blessed them, so their churches grew big. But the leaders didn't show the nice leadership. Humble leadership. They are saying humble, but they are not humble. They showed dirty, arrogant, and ownership. the church owner is God, but they were thinking that they are owners because they are leading pastors. So they ruined and ruining those churches and the kingdom of God. And that's the problem. Okay. Power. Power is not a legitimate source of influence, but illegitimate source. Okay. Let me just see what the legitimate sources of influence as leaders, and you will see why the power is not legitimate source. Okay. Can you please read? Hello? Yeah. Can you please read?
The measurement pitch one magnitude, the third rhetoric and preliminary of granted veteran during the 1980s. She seems similar and invincible political friends, but members of her party shifted under a leader with such strong convictions, and ultimately her own party, not the opposition, forced her to resign once people chose not to follow the most successful Christian leader of her aim, who could not longer lead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Margaret Thatcher, she was a well-known prime minister in England, and she got elected for 3 times. But ironically, her party, not opposition party. You know, for example, in the United States, there are two big parties, Democrats and Republicans. And Donald Trump is a member of the Republican. And Barack Obama was Democratic. But in England, Margaret Thatcher was the leader of the British, but at the same time was leader, of the party she was belonged to. But the party later on, which supported Margaret Thatcher, prime minister, they just decided not to follow her anymore. Okay, so they just kick her out. Okay, not by the opposition party, but the party she was belonged to. They just kick her out because they decided not to follow her anymore. I think that's the good point. Some other countries learn and follow too. Because in my country, in my former country, my mother country, once you serve the person almost always. You are not supposed to betray, okay? You are not supposed to show your back, turn your back. That's what people used to think. I don't know what's happening now, but people are different right now. So it was very hard for the people, the Korean people, to impeach president. But that's what happened to the former president Her name is Kun Hye Park, and she got sentenced 22 years in prison at the second, but the final decision will be made next week. I hope she can finish her life in the prison. She did very bad for the country, and she just tortured lots of people because her father, she just copied her father, a dictator, Chung Hee-pa, and that's so. As a daughter of a dictator, she just did something same what her father did. I think she's very stupid and dumb person, but somehow she became a president. So that was very sad to the country too. But anyway, it was very hard for the people to impeach a president, a leader. But people did. People made it. That was a great moment in Korean history, and at the same time, there was great momentum for the world history because people impeached the president without any violence. They just lit a candle, and millions of people lit the candle, and they just hold and pushed the president out, and she deserves to have it. Most former presidents got sentenced to 10 or 12 years or something, and they got released because by the next president's order. But I hope president that's not allowed to let her out, let her free. And she deserves to die in the prison because she messed the country up. That was a big problem. Anyway, something similar happened in England. Okay. So power, that's the power. Okay, next one. Can you please read Christian leaders?
Christian leaders also invite rebellion when they use force to achieve their organizational goals. The my way or the highway approach fares no better in the church than in business.
Yeah. So I think that it is a little bit harder for the spiritual leaders to be impeached, but people, the religious people, the Christians or Buddhists or even Muslims, they are supposed to kick their leaders out when the spiritual leaders go wrong. Okay. Pastor, he's in the court right now. I think he's gonna be sentenced. I'm not sure he got sentenced or not. He just allured kind of young ladies, and he just abused them sexually. Lots of young ladies in his church. He just set a house, an apartment in a certain area. Actually, that was my hometown in Seoul, the hometown. That's sad. He just got an apartment there, and he called a young lady, young ladies one by one, and he just abused them. 우리 아팠구나. And some people just misuse the money, the church money, for their profits or for their fun, or just for manipulating other people. That's what happening in Muslim church, and Saman Kim, the pastor, is doing that too. I mean, what's going on? What's going on? And even spiritual leaders can invite rebellion by doing something wrong. So when you have power, how are you going to use the power? You're going to use the power for people, and you're going to use the power for the God, or Buddha, or Allah, you believe, or you believe in, right? Or you're going to use the power for yourself. This is more serious. This is more serious.
Spiritual dictatorship can be the most oppressive form of tyranny.
Tyranny.
It is one thing to dominate people because you have organizational power on your side. But it is quite another manipulate people because you plan to have power on your side.
See. This is what the pastor Dalla said. I want to proclaim the gospel to more people, so I need a plane. So when you donate your money, when you just offer more money to this church, so I can just get in the private jet, and I can go many places, and I can invite more people to Christ. And he manipulated some leaders and people, and he allured people so that they can say, yes, my pastor needs a jet plane. This is ridiculous. Spiritual leaders can, when they go wrong and when they have a dictatorship, they can manipulate, they can allure people so that they can have fun with them. Okay? They can take advantage of their church members and Buddhist temple members and mosque members, because when they are saying something wrong, they know that's wrong actually, but they want to do that because they want to have them, right? And they are saying almost always that they are on God's side. Okay, I'm on God's side. You want to support me, and you want to be God's side too. You're going to oppose to me, you're going to be devil's side, you're going to be Satan's side, you're going to be a dark side. Because I'm in bright side, you're going to stay in the dark side, or you're going to just support me so you can be in the bright side or light side, God's side. They are liars. They are liars. Culture groups demand absolute obedience to their leaders. Culture groups. Well, I don't want to just borrow some other countries' examples, but there is one great example in South Korea. A church leader, she's the pastor, the church, and she just ordered the church members to sell all their assets and she got all the money and bought an island or bought a land in is it Saipan or what is that? Fiji, Fiji, and she built a village for people, and she just brought all the church members to Fiji, and she started a village there for farming or something like that. Because she just mentioned that this world can be fail, and I mean I don't know, and then she just claiming that the place is the most safe place. You know what? Lots of people sold their assets in South Korea and they moved to Fiji, and they are working like slaves. They are working together, and the church leaders distribute some food and clothes and little money to them, and that's it. And during the service time, she just invites the members one by one, and when she finds some people who got wrong or mistakes, and she invites the person in front of the people, and church members beat the person all together. Can you believe it? But that's what's happening in Fiji right now, and people are doing that. That's a cult group. That's cult. That's not a church. That's cult group. And the pastor, she just asks all the church members to be obedient, total obedience to her. That's the power, legitimate source of influence. Personality. LA Dodgers. Is it LA Angels or Dodgers? Dodgers? Please read it.
People often follow leader strictly because of their charisma and wisdom. Personality, leader must offer more to their people than
people have charisma. They want to follow great leaders. In religion area, in religion fields, people want to see something supernatural power and things from their leaders. Okay? And that's the point the spiritual leaders can take advantage of their people. Even Jesus declined to show miracle things when people asked him to show something supernatural. Well, he could show something great to people, but the reason why he declined to show them the magical or supernatural things, because people only need something to see miracle things, supernatural things. That's all. They got excited whenever they watch something supernatural. That's true. That's why we like musicians. I like the musicians. I like the card tricks, and there are lots of amazing musicians. They tricks. They use lots of tricks. But I know that. But as long as I don't find I like, their magics. It's fun to watch them. Fun to watch them. Well, I know, and I actually did some magic tricks too. I know how to do it, alright? But anyway, people want to follow their leaders strictly because they trust in them. Collins and Perwas in their book Built to Last said, great leaders build great organizations, not necessarily great reputations. Well, he made mega church, but he has good reputation? No. He has bad reputation right now. Okay? I think he's supposed to leave the denomination. And he can start his own denomination, right? Okay. The problem is that how leaders can build good reputation. So people can respect them. Not only the big buildings and lots of money in the organizations, what the organizations are doing, but the leaders are supposed to build great reputation. Or what they made is this, but their characters and reputations are low. I don't think they can last. Okay, that's what happened in Crystal Church, Overschuler. That's what happening in Myeongsong Church, Samhan Kim. I don't think he's in God's side anymore. He's in his family side. He is pretending that he is a king there. That's what happening in many cult leaders. Christ said he would build his church in Matthew 16:18. Often pastors search committees erroneously look for a striking and charismatic personality whose allure will attract new members. But personality without purpose and charm without competence are recipes for fun. Are they entertainers or leaders, especially spiritual leaders? Personality, that tells a lot. Okay, now we want to take a look at the legitimate sources of influence. The first one is God's authentication. Okay? First, it is important for spiritual leaders to evaluate their lives to determine whether God is confirming their leadership. The first king of Israel, his name is Saul. Not South Korea, Saul. Okay. God chose Saul because he was humble. But he got dumped out like a trash by God because he didn't want to follow God anymore. So God decided to kick him out. God gave him many chances, but he lost those chances because he wanted to be a boss. He didn't want to follow God. So that means God's authentication is declined by King Saul. Right? Deborah. There are lots of the name, in the United States, Deborah. I know a Deborah in the United States, and there are lots of Deborahs in the United States. In the United States, not only in the United States, in European countries, last name is important. Okay. Because in Asia, there are same last names a lot. There are lots of Lees, Kims, Choi's, Parks in Korea. And there are lots of Win in Vietnam. And there are lots of Lees in Wangs. And what's the popular last name in China? Lees, Wangs, Zhangs, and what else? Anyway, there are lots of same names, right? Same last names. Because they have huge families. And they have huge families. But so in Asian countries, the first name is important. Because my name is Namjin. Because my birthday is March 30, according to the lunar calendar, not by the calendar, lunar calendar. But the March 30 in lunar calendar in Korea migrated as Korea, Japan, China. And the birds migrated to the south during the winter time, and the birds coming back in spring, and that's the March 3rd. They start to migrate from south to north. So my grandpa gave me this name, kind of a treasure from south. And my first name is Choi. Because we have lots of choice in Korea, I think that 250,000. No, more than 250,000. I think, I don't know, roughly 4 million of Koreans are choice. I think some, many millions lives in China. Many millions in Huangs and Wangs in China, I think. And I think half of Vietnamese last name must be Min, I think. There are lots of Min. So, because we have one big family, our first names are important. But there are lots of Johns, Deborahs, Davids in the United States, Roberts. They don't care the first name much, but the last name, because they have small families, and their last name is very important. My friend's husband's name is Michael Wheeler. As you can guess, wheeler means this is a wheel. Okay? Wheeler means what? People who are making wheels. So Michael Wheeler means Michael who's making, who is making wheels. So that became their last name. Robert Smith. Robert, who is doing iron work. Okay? Something like that. Anyway, Deborah. When Israel's enemies oppressed them, Deborah counseled Barak. Barak is a soldier, okay? He's a soldier. He's general. The commander of Israel's army. Barak said, if you will go with me, then I go to you. But if you will not go with me, I will not go. Isn't it? Looks silly. Because Barak is general. He's general in Israel. And Deborah is a woman. She's the leader. I understand that. She's the leader. She's a woman. But Barak is general. He is the strongest man in Israel, right? He's commander. But this is what he said. If we go, I will go. If we don't go, I will not go. What? Barak, you are the commander, you are the general. You just go and fight against, the enemy. But Barak is asking Deborah to come with him. Why? Because Barak loves her? No. Because of what? Because this is it. Because Barak knows that God is with her. So when she goes with Barak, which means because God is with her, God is with Barak. God is with Israel army. That means Israel can win over their enemies. Okay? That's why Barak asked Deborah to come with him. Deborah was not trained in military tactics, nor was she a valiant warrior, but Barak recognized God's dynamic presence in her life. That's the point. God is with her. And Barak knows it. And he asks Deborah to come with him. Okay. He concluded that Deborah's presence in his army meant God's presence. So that's God's authentication. Are you in God's side? Not by telling so, but by, genuinely, truly, spiritually, are you in God's side? And God is God with you. Is God with you? Okay. Second, legitimate source of influence. Encounters with God. What the encounters mean? I meet you. I encountered with you means I meet deeply, personally, heart to heart. Okay? Encounters with God. People do not choose to become spiritual leaders. Spiritual leadership flows out of a person's vibrant, intimate relationship with God. Okay? That's the power source. That's why lots of spiritual leaders read Bibles and pray and sing true power, spiritual power from God. And that's very crucial for the spiritual leaders. Spiritual leaders. Well, when you work in a company, what if you can see your CEOs, but do you meet your CEOs? Do you talk with your CEOs? Do you eat with your CEOs? And that makes a huge difference in your working place, in your job. Okay? That's the same thing. That's the same thing. It's the same thing. Do you meet your leaders all the time? How often do you meet your leaders? How deeply you can talk with your leaders on your job? Okay, that's the difference. That's why spiritual leaders want to get done. There is a guy, Dwight Moody, in Chicago. He made great success as the director of the YMCA in Chicago. He was a pastor of a thriving church. Then in June 1871, Mrs. Sarah and Cook and Mrs. Hawkhurst sat in the front row of the church and diligently prayed during the service. Moody asked why? Why? Why you are asking so hard at the first row during the service? What you are praying for? And they answered this. They told him they were praying for him, Dwight Moody, because they sensed he needed the power of the Spirit in his life and ministry. Wow. That's huge, right? He's a pastor, he's leading a service. But two ladies sitting in the front row, and they are praying hard, and they are saying that they are praying really hard for the pastor, because the pastor, Moody, needed more spiritual power. So when he heard that, he cried a lot and asked them to pray every Friday until he received the powerful anointing of the Holy Spirit. Well, it's hard to, it can be hard to understand, the anointing of the Holy Spirit. Well, in Christianity, we are believing that once we accept Jesus as our saviors, we're gonna have Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God. The Holy Spirit can come to us and stay with us, and so we can understand God, and we can understand the gospel, so we can understand the Bible, and the Holy Spirit leads us and gives us power, so we can have wisdom, so you can be brave more, and so we can overcome some struggles or barriers. Okay? So it is quite important for Christians to get anointing. So anointing means the Holy Spirit's, this kind of broad words concept that almost everything the Holy Spirit does in us and for us. And Moody met God in a room. God used him to become the greatest evangelist of the late 19th century. Well, he just ran an orphanage for the orphans. Orphans are, the kids without, they don't have parents. They are orphans. Because there lots of orphans in Chicago, in many places, because of the war, because of accidents in factories and disease, and sometimes parents left their kids for many reasons. It's kind of sad kids, and he wanted to save and serve those kids. Character integrity. That's a legitimate source of influence too. So do you see the difference between illegitimate source and legitimate source? Yeah. That's what we really can see, character integrity. Cruzes and Posner researched employees have counted honesty in their leaders as more important than vision, competence, accomplishments, and the ability to inspire others. Well, people like to have leaders who have great visions, okay, charisma, and power, and some abilities. But most employees, they want to see something better, something noble, like honesty. They want to see honesty in their leaders. Or they cannot follow their leaders. So honesty is quite important to the leaders. When I studied English in high school, I think, just almost all students bought a grammar book, and the grammar book starts. I think I just learned that phrase, a sentence in the book. Honesty is the best policy. Honesty. If you make a mistake, and you want to just say, I made a mistake. You don't have to say many other things. I made a mistake because he did something to me, or something like that. Honesty is the best policy. Okay? If you stole something from your neighbors, you want to just say, sorry, I stole something from my neighbor. That's the person I stole. That's me. Honesty is the best policy. And you just pay for it. You just pay for it. One of my friends, he borrowed my bike and he lost it. He lost it. You know what he did? He gave me a bike. But my bike was very expensive one. But he gave me something chubby, very bad one. And he said, sorry, I lost your bike, and this is, you use this. Can you accept that? Can you accept that? What about the difference? What about the difference? If I use your, BMW, Mercedes, or Rolls Royce, I just crash it, and I give you a Corolla, 20 years old Corolla or Camry. Will you be happy with that? Do you think you're okay with it? You okay? Is it honest? Honesty means because I made a mistake, I confess my mistake or sin, and I have to pay back. That's the honesty. Well, I just said sorry. I apologize. You take this fight. Can you do it? That's not honest at all. Honest means you need to do something compatible with what you did. Okay? That's really means sorry, okay? Don't say sorry, don't say excuse me. Okay? We Americans say sorry and excuse me a lot. But as I told you, we do whatever we want. Excuse me. They go. That's ridiculous. That's not appropriate. When I said excuse me, yes, you did. But your excuse me is very cheap. Their personality is pretty low. Their common sense is pretty low. People are saying Americans didn't used to do it. But I don't know what they are doing. What Americans are doing is, so leadership is ultimately based on trust. When their leaders are honest, and people can trust him or her, right? Both secular and Christian leaders realize that integrity must be paramount in the life of a leader. Integrity. You show something good here, and you show something good here too. You say something right here, and you say something wrong there. There's no integrity. Okay? That's integrity means. You are a great person in your church, but you are a very bad person in your home. You work very hard in your job, business, working places or company, but you are very lazy in your house and you don't serve the family members. You say something noble and you say something low here, you have no integrity. That's integrity. Honesty, integrity, so people can trust them, their leaders. Integrity is not automatic. No, it is a character trait that leaders consciously cultivate in their lives. It happens on purpose. What does that mean? What does that mean? I read some Chinese books translated in Korean, and I read some books, Korean books translated in Korean because we used to use Chinese characters. You know what? Kings in China, kings in Korea, they had to learn a lot. They had to study a lot. Actually, they got trained for their kingships. Because your father is a king and you're going to be a king too. So they they trained their child, they trained their children, and they trained their grandchildren so they can become king with great kingship, great leadership. So they had to learn literatures, poets, and they had to learn economics, laws, and about the humanity, mercies, generosity. Okay? Do you think your countries are still educating those people? People can learn those kind of noble things in your countries? No, I don't think so. I doubt it. Do you think America raised Donald Trump so he can get great leadership with a noble character? Never. Do you think American education is for the great people with great characters? No. We teach how to make money, how to be a boss. We don't teach for better characters. That's the problem. So you have to, all individuals have to learn by themselves, or they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. Okay. Do you think Harvard students they have great characters? That's different story. That's different story. They got higher SAT scores. They got higher GPAs than others. But do they have good characters? Well, admission committees want to see good characters from their candidates. That's the great part too. But that doesn't guarantee that all Harvard students have higher characters. No. It's hard to filter them. Okay. So if you don't learn intentionally to be a better person, to have better characters, so you can be a noble people. That's the difference. So we need to cultivate ourselves, because there is no way we can learn good characters, good moralities, something like that. So we have to learn intentionally by ourselves, or we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna get it. Okay. What's the good characters as leaders? What's the good characters? We are looking at it. Think about the legitimate sources of influence. Power, position, you can get it in some way, somehow, but good characters, if you don't develop by yourselves intentionally, you're not gonna get it. Maybe we can get higher positions and we can get power, lots of power. Yeah, we can get it. We can make lots of money, but what about our characters? Think about it. So leaderships, the genuine leaderships, are not coming from power positions only, but from our characters. successful track, long-term successful. Yeah. Don't see just short-term. Don't set up only short-term things. We want to have long view, not only short views. Okay. But we don't want to have long views only, because we're not going to do anything today, tomorrow. We have short views and short plans, but ultimately, we as long as we have good long view, long plan, we can focus on more the present tasks. Leaders cannot demand respect. Because I'm CEO, respect me. Because I'm manager, respect me. That's ridiculous, right? You don't ask. Leaders don't ask. Leaders want the followers respect. Okay? You cannot ask. You cannot order. Okay? One of the biggest obstacles the young leaders face is garnering respect among their followers when they do not yet have previous success to their credit. Because you don't have a successful history, it's kind of hard to get respect or credits from followers. So you wanna just get, just get some good histories. So you can get. Later on, you can, you don't have to apply something. They're gonna hire you. They're gonna call you. Okay. When we were young, we had to apply here and there and write lots of applications and send resumes and certificates. But well, as time passes, we have some careers. I think you have some good careers in your life, in your backgrounds, in your history, and you have some lists you accomplished, your experiences, and people can see you, and they're gonna call you, and they're gonna ask you come and work together. Jesus told a story of three servants who were entrusted with a large amount of money to invest for their master. O slave, you were faithful with a few things. I put you in charge of many things. And think about it. That's what Jesus said. You did something on a small thing. Well, I can give you a little bit bigger chance. But you did a good job on this. Okay, I can give you a bigger chance. But you did a good job on it. I can give you a bigger chance. More chance. Okay? So you are good on your work. Alright. Why don't you try to be a manager, to manage, others. Oh, you're good on your job. What about you? You deserve to have supervisor position. Right? CEO, something like that. That's what even Jesus said. Do your best on small things, and you can have bigger choices, bigger chances. Okay. It doesn't guarantee that, but what if you fail? That's why colleges see their GPAs. People think, their GPAs is nothing, but that's something. Why college admission committees see students' GPAs? Why they see the SAT scores? Because they think, okay, they did their job, they did their best in their jobs. What the high school students' job? Studying. Their main job is studying, right? If they don't want to be they don't want to go college, that's okay, that's good. That's good. How many percent of the Chinese go colleges in China? How many percent? 90? 90? 19. 90% of Chinese go colleges?
High school students.
So 90% of high school students go colleges?
I think so. There are so many college.
In Korea, I think 83-85% of high school students go colleges, and I think that's ridiculous. It's a stupid country. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. What they're gonna do in colleges, in the universities? Why they need to go there? My brother and my sister-in-law, she graduated, she got master's degree in social services, but now she's selling coffee. Well, she's the owner of the coffee shop. Actually, she has 3 coffee shops. She's the owner. Okay, this is good. But she got master's degree in social service. So her background is nothing for her job. And I don't think her education, made her better person at all. I don't know why she spent lots of money for social services, but she's selling coffee. Well, I don't know why people are thinking that they have to go colleges. I think that must be opposite. Only 10 or 15% people, they go colleges or universities, and rest of them they have to train what they want to do. They want to build chairs and TVs, and they want to just make coffees and baristas. So they have to train themselves during the high school, so that they can work better in the real field. If I want to be a pianist, do I have to go to colleges or university? Why? I don't know. I don't get it. As long as I can learn something from a better pianist, I think it's okay. But people care the degrees. That's the problem. I think because I don't know. Not always right for the people that is recording me. But in college, but I think education is a big business in the United States or in many countries. I think they are leading people wrong ways in many cases. Selling coffee every day, 7 days a week, but she got a master's degree in social service.
She will sell good than others.
I don't know. Maybe not. So lots of high school students are wasting all their time. And people are wasting lots of the time for nothing. That's a sad part. Questions or comments? Okay, see you next week. So we're gonna have 2 more weeks next week, and we're gonna have 1 more week in September, and we're gonna have a final test in September, the last class. I think we're gonna have, I think just share the last thing at the last week, but I think we're gonna have a final test. Sure. The syllabus says so, right? So everything comes with this text, so think about it and what you want. Thank you.